But something else that might soon be tough for private schools is the North Sydney Council is considering charging people to use their parks. If you have a gathering with over 21 people, they're weighing up a proposal to actually charge people. Now, I understand it for some cases, like commercial enterprises, if you have a pop-up store or something, or a wedding, but they're even considering charging schools who use public parks as overflow spaces for recess and lunch. And there's one example here of the Mara School on the North Shore. They're redeveloping their sites. They don't have much space for the kids to play at lunch, so they go to the public park. I mean, isn't that the point of public parks? It's to be used by the public. Different if you're getting married and you're sectioning off an entire section, setting up PA gear, chairs, no one else can use it. I get that. Come on, that's not fair to everyone else. But charging schools and kids, that's just too far.
This council is a disgrace, and it all comes back to renovations they made on the local public pool. An Olympic pool, to be sure. They were going to spend, what, $30 million... I've got to make sure I get my numbers right. $30 million on the renovation. It's blown out to about $122 million. So to try and recoup the money they're now in the hole for, they tried to raise rates by 87%. That was rejected. Then they suggested local private schools, which are not subject to rates, might like to voluntarily pay rates. Surprise, surprise, most of the schools said no, presumably because they had such massive contracts with their teachers supplying so many days off, they didn't want to pay rates. And this seems like a little bit of payback to those schools. Well, if you're not going to contribute rates to help us pay for our ineptitude, we'll now bill you to use our public grounds for kids at recess. It's pretty unfair to start applying a fee to kids having their lunch at the local park.
I must admit, when I first saw kids buggerising around in public parks at lunchtime in Sydney, I thought, what the hell's going on here? Because it doesn't happen in Adelaide, where I'm from. Most of the schools, the public schools certainly, have large grounds that are also available to the public when the school isn't using them mostly, right? So you shut off the school gate at 3 p.m, but, I mean, anyone can come and play on the oval after that. So it's sort of public land that everyone has available to them. And I saw this happening here, and I thought, oh, well, I suppose in a city where it's you know, people are packed in much tighter, it makes sense. If the school doesn't have the land, they use the public park next door. Makes sense. So the council says, well, we can make $1 out of this. But it's even worse than that, because what they're proposing is not just specifically to levy schools, it's to levy any group of more than 21 people, right? Any group of more than 21 people. I mean, if you want to have a family picnic, and I have pretty large extended family, and we all say we're going to go down to the park on Sunday afternoon, and there's 30 of us, is the council ranger going to come along and say, which one of you organised this? You have to pay your permit in order to sit in our park. Because if that is the bylaw that says it's 21 people, then what is to stop them from doing that? You go down to Dolls Point during summer, and there are masses of Pacific Islander families there playing volleyball, right? And they're huge families. And they're having fun and playing music and cooking up the barbie and whatever. I mean, the councils will come along if it spreads out of the northern beaches. And they'll come along and say, oi, you can't be having any joy around here. Pay up your permit in order to sit here and have a barbecue and be a family. I mean, for goodness sake, 21... How do you sit on 21 people as well? Why not 20? Why not 22? No. This will eventually become a tax on going to the park to have a picnic. Mark my words.